This week's Nintendo eShop sale has a massive range of games from RPGs to all-out action to a game that hasn't been on sale in 6 years, and today I'm going to be running you through my top picks covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. Now if you are a regular on the channel, you may have noticed I missed Thursday's under $10 video. I was actually back in the UK visiting family, that took priority, but I will be back in the swing of things from next week onwards. I actually think it's the first I've missed in a couple of years as well, so I do think it was a deserved break. And as always then, I do have two winners to announce for two $10 eShop gift cards later in the video, and I also have two more to give away. To enter, drop a comment down below and the winners, they'll be announced in next Saturday's video. Then the start of the new year for those in the UK, EU and Australia. Admittedly, it's been a little slow when it comes to deals, but while there's good options for this one for everyone, you're definitely winning this week. So if like me, you're in the US or Canada, wishlist a few games that are not yet available in our region, because no doubt they will be dropping soon. Finally, if you do enjoy the video, subscribe. We're just 700 subscribers away from 60,000, so each one of you makes a huge difference. 30XX kicks us off with a new low price, 25% off, and this is a fantastic game. It is a spin on Mega Man, and that character just doesn't get enough love, so someone had to do it. What makes this unique is it leans into roguelike elements as you progress through its slower boss encounters, and of course it is incredibly difficult, but they've nailed the control scheme and just that overall design. It also supports local and online co-op, and the levels change every single time thanks to procedural generation. That means no two attempts will ever be the same. Incredible stuff, and the first entry, 20XX, is worth your time too. Nexomon and Nexomon Extinction are for the old school Pokemon fans out there. The second had some balance issues at launch, but they've since been resolved with a patch, but I was just overall really impressed. There's a decently sized world to explore here, some good fight moments, a good variety of Nexomon to uncover, different elemental types, and you're out here to restore the balance of this world. Now the original game is less involved. It was an iOS and Android release, which later made its way to the Switch. But I really had a lot of fun with these, and if you want Pokemon that's a little more adult, I'd say come here, and right now this bundle, it's 45% off, a new low price. Persona 5 Strikers then is a warrior spin on the Persona formula. I think it is incredibly well done. The reason for that is I think it doesn't just go all out with the combat like many genre entries, rather it remembers the source material, so it is a narrative heavy adventure game, and it dedicates much of the gameplay here to exploration and dialogue. Now when it comes to the combat, it breaks out into these arena styled fights as you crawl through these different dungeons. The story then, the Phantom Thief set out to take down corruption as always, while enjoying a road trip across Japan for summer vacation. Now it looks great, it plays great, the writing is top quality as always, and the soundtrack just incredible stuff. My full review you'll find in the pinned comment below, and it's a new low price here, 75% off. Long Gone Days is 25% off, a new low price. I had a blast with this one, as you'll see in my review in the pinned comment. Now if you are an RPG fan, this comes highly recommended from me, especially if you want something that's just a little bit different. You know, it still has an element of fantasy to it, but it tackles themes surrounding modern warfare, which we don't see all of that often. Now in the story, you play as a sniper who grew up in an underground facility, but when you finally get to battle, you recognize you are not the good guys, and you go on the run from this organization. Now you are meeting new characters and fighting back, and yeah, I just love the cast here. Then the turn-based combat evolves enough to keep it interesting, and my only real wish with this one was I wish you had more sniping sections, as these brief opening encounters, they feel unique and they keep the character's skill set, however they rarely do return. Mail Time is my pickup of the week, meaning it's not a recommendation, rather maybe you'll want to join me for the ride. Right now it's 30% off, a new low price, and this, to my understanding, is a bite-sized adventure platformer. Now I do know it can be finished in a few hours as a warning, but I really just like the look of it. Now the big idea, you deliver the mail by scaling trees and using letters to glide along the way, then you can apply upgrades, and yeah, the game promises a ton of customization as well. I think for the price, it's worth the risk for me, hence I'm jumping in, and I love the visual style too. White Day, a Labyrinth named School, is now 45% off. That's a new low price. It's a horror game that uses an empty school setting for its creepy atmosphere. Now it is filled of course with demons, ghosts, menacing janitors, and this first person game it focuses on evasion rather than combat. Now in the story it is set on White Day, which is essentially Valentine's Day, and you're leaving a card in someone's locker only to find yourself now trapped in this location. Now this remaster of a game that was once considered one of the scariest out there, I will admit is relatively tame by today's standards. Yeah, I'd say with this one, it kind of just relies on the same jump scare too often, and it loses some of its impact. My review though is in the pinned comment below. James is our first winner of the week, then he highlighted Project Downfall, a recent release from Red Deer Games. Good fun as well of this one. Unfortunately, it's been taken down though from the eShop temporarily. It seems they did an update which required the game to be recertified, so it should be back up very soon. Stay Out of the House comes from Puppet Combo, masters of the PS1-esque horror experience, and this is, in my opinion, dark stuff. Now I reviewed it on the channel, so I'll be linking that video down below, but the idea here is basically lifted straight from every classic horror movie you've seen. You are on the road with a friend, that friend goes missing, you investigate, and now you are trapped inside a house with a killer and a particularly mean grandma. The goal of course here is to escape. Get caught though too many times and it is gonna be game over. Now what I really liked here was the fact that each time they do find you, they lock you back up, but the house itself gradually changes. Things such as security cameras, they come into play. So yeah, this one overall, it's not gonna be for everyone, so do check out my review first. Definitely a scary experience, but it's 40% off a new low price. SIFU is a must-play for beat-em-up fans. Now the gameplay is a third-person perspective action game which revolves around ultra-difficult combat and mastering a control scheme that balances offensive and defensive strategies. Now what makes it unique is its revenge-driven storyline where if you die, you actually age. So yes, it is a spin on the roguelike formula. Now as your character gets older, your strength and your abilities evolve, impacting the options available from the game's skill tree. Now despite a few frame rate issues, I had a blast with this one, and currently it is 60% off a new low price. For more details on this, I'd say check out my review in the pinned comments. Hades is a modern masterpiece, and it's once again matching the low price here with 50% off. It is the king of the roguelike genre as players make escape attempts from Hades, battling through hosts of locations and boss encounters, all while unlocking new abilities and weapons. Now despite occasional frame rate drops and some minor stutters here and there when transitioning between locations, this game does an incredible job overall. The sequel then will be releasing hopefully on Steam this year, and I hope we see a Switch build sometime soon after that. Check out my full review in the pinned comments. A quick reminder then, a couple of weeks ago we saw two of the best deals I've seen in a long time, and they end in a couple of days. Now these, it's actually two bundles. We got Metro Redux, which puts together Metro 2033 and Last Light, and then Saints Row the Big Purple package, which packs Saints Row 3 and 4. Now both get 85% off, and for less than $5 each for these bundles, I think these are some of the best offers of 2024 so far. Grab them now though, because the deals they do expire here in the next day or two. Bendy and the Ink Machine released all the way back in 2018. It has never seen a discount until now. It is here with 50% off, and who knows when we will see this game drop again. Now as a warning, it is a horror game, so it won't be for everyone, and it did receive a follow-up on Steam. I'm hoping that will arrive on the Switch eventually, but the idea here is it's a first-person adventure game packed with puzzles, and you'll play as Henry revisiting the demons of his past by visiting an animation studio. The less you know here, the better, but I enjoyed this one. Really stylistically unique and definitely creepy as well. Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp gets its first ever sale with 33% off, and this is a gem of a game for strategy fans. Now it was long delayed, but well worth the wait. It is a rebuild of the first two entries, so that's of course 1, as well as Black Hole Rising. Expect here to command multiple unit types, and yeah, I'd say it's got a good learning curve no matter your experience with the genre. I also love the vivid colour palette, as this genre can often take itself understandably seriously. So yeah, the visual design here just a little unique. It even features a versus mode for up to 4 players. Our second winner then is Axaru, who picked up Tactics Ogre Reborn but went with the PS5 build. Great game, solid port on all systems. Congrats on the win though. Drop me an email for the code, and everyone else, drop a comment down below for your chance in next week's video. 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim then is another masterpiece of a game. I've linked to my review below. This is one of the few games on the channel I've awarded a 10 out of 10 in the last 7 years of running SwitchCorner, and I do stand by that score. They also celebrated recently selling 1 million copies of this game, and that is well deserved. Now overall I'd say it is a sci-fi story that has us travelling to different time periods as we face an incoming war against an unknown race. It is a combination of story elements and strategy here, but the story really is the part that won me over. These moments, these story elements, they are 2D with free movement that we can explore in several locations, and then we do get to meet a large cast along the journey. Just as a warning, I guess here, there's a lot of dialogue packed into this game, so do come prepared for that. Then the strategy element, it is easy, honestly, and the design won't be for everyone. It's got this wire-like look to it all, but I still had fun in these moments, and yeah, definitely interesting to see the squad in action. Overall though, just quality stuff if you are willing to invest the time. I'd say a minimum of 45 hours for story, just playing it straight through, and I've played it a few times myself now across different systems, and I don't think it ever gets old. 75% off here then is a new low price, that is a steal in my opinion, and again check out my full review in the pinned comment. Definitely good timing as well, considering their new game Unicorn Overlord releases here in just a few weeks. And that's the video down. What will you be picking up this week? Let us know in the comments. With that, a shout out to the patrons and the channel members who are going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe, join us here for reviews, deals, news and lists daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.